welcome to go.
Hey, Joe, how are you?
I gotta pat you down though, pal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Got anything on you? Anything I should know?
I got nothing.
Anything weird going on?
What?
All right, you go in, Tony.
Good. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Tom Kelly of The Tom Kelly Show. Yes, this is not the only time I've gotten on my knees in the back room of a comedy club.
The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show is also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. Give Two Eagles Auto Body a call and please ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527. That's 516-328-2527.
Hey, how do you say there, people? It's Johnny Brennan, creator of the Jerky Boys, also of Fox TV's Family Guy fame. I just want to let you know you're listening to Tony on the Knockem Dead radio show. They're gonna keep knocking them dead, so keep listening, you wacky sons of bitch. Right there. Over and out there, sweet Charlie.
Long time no see, man. Hey, man, I miss you guys, man, at Knockem Dead Comedy Radio.
Hey, Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus.
Tony, 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 Tony. Tony, 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 Tony.
Tony. You know Tony.
Tony.
Tony Walker.
Tony Walker. Tony Walker, everybody. Stand up, Tony. Where are you? Tony Walker. Thank you so much, mate.
But I really like Tony.
Forget about it.
Tony is a wonderful guy. Tony is wonderful. Tony is wonderful. Tony is a wonderful guy.
Tony, Tony, Poop, Tony, Tony. pub, 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 pub. Tony, 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 Tony. Pub, 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 pub. Tony, Tony. Tony, 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 Tony. Pub, 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 pub. Tony, 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 Tony. Pub, pub, pub. Tony, 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 pub. Tony, pub. Tony, 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 pub, 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 pub. Tony, Tony. Tony, Tony.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Knockem Day. I had no sound. That's why John's. Yes, I have this big sign.
Oh, and we were funny the first minute.
That's right.
Or two.
It was the best minute or two we've ever had.
Geez.
John, I am not answering your call right now. I want to get through the intros, but thank you, John, for calling, because I'm sure he was calling to tell me there's no sound, you moron, because he never calls that early.
Wow.
So thank you, John. Thank you, John. Thank you, John.
And tell the listeners, it's fine. They don't have to call the audiologist. They're not.
They just no. They have to call their local elementary school to send me back because I'm just a moron. Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. Welcome to the Knockem Dead Comedy Show. We're coming at you live from the legendary Governor's Comedy Club in Levittown, New York, on Gov's Comedy Club Podcast, a Facebook page, YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, well, no matter where you're watching from, share the link to all your socials. Tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club Podcast. If you're watching on Facebook, that's fantastic if you want to stay there. However, we suggest you switch over to YouTube because that is where we monitor the comments. We'll say your name. We'll read your comments. You'll be part of the conversation. You'll be part of things today. Just like GD says, hey, hey, hey.
Rerun was the timing is all off now.
Yeah.
But Rerun was the best on that show.
Yeah, but you jumped. I went, hey, hey, hey. That's Fat Albert.
Fat Albert.
And then I said that also could be, hey, 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 Dwayne from What's Happening.
And then, yes, I said Rerun was the best.
And I said Rerun's dead.
And then, yes, and I hope so they buried him.
I think now they're caught up, actually. GD, you guys can see GD here at this club right there. Right there. Governor's Comedy Club, right above my head. GD will be here January 24th with Ron and Steven, and I'll be hosting. John says, morning, sweetie. How's my special lady this morning? Oh, he's talking to you? I'm kidding. Hello, Ann over there in California. She says, good morning to GD. Oh, yeah, she says, good morning, Tony and Mike. Good morning, everyone. Good. Hey, GD, good morning. She has not acknowledged John yet.
Oh.
Little trouble in paradise there, Romeo. Wow.
Why do they say trouble in paradise? Maybe it's trouble in the jungle.
What's that song by the Archies?
Excuse me?
The Archies. What's that song they sang?
The Archies?
Yeah, that was the name of the group.
I've never heard of the Archies.
Come on, famous song.
Now I got to take out my phone.
Oh, all right, go ahead. Do that. Take out your phone.
Old?
Oh, yeah. And you definitely know the song. Oh, there she is. Good morning, my sunshine. Wishing you a wonderful day. Oh.
Oh, sugar, sugar.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Right?
Now what else? What is that? What?
Sunshine?
No. The same song, but what's the first line of that song?
Of sugar, sugar?
Yeah.
For Christ's sake, you're making me do homework.
Yes, I am.
It says, "Oh, honey, honey."
Oh, that's what I was looking for.
Oh, honey, honey.
Honey, honey. Oh, okay.
You are my candy girl.
Right.
Dun, dun,
Yes.
dun,
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 dun, dun, dun. Right. That's what I
And
was.
You got me wanting you.
Right.
Shall I continue? No.
You can if you want. I just wanted to know what the first line was, and you said it. It was.
Oh, honey, honey.
That's what I was looking for. Yeah. Honey, honey, says Mike. So this is your first time back. Happy New Year to you. How was your holidays? Oh my goodness. Yes, I know you're not a big fan of the holiday season, but how was it?
It was. I'm having a stroke.
You had your pancakes?
Yes, I had my pancakes.
Did she want to kill us or what?
Yeah. Both.
What? What do you mean?
Do you
both?
recall?
Oh,
the story?
both of you wanted to kill us?
No.
Oh, she wanted to kill both me and Don?
It was her daughter that was making the pancakes.
Oh, her daughter.
I happened to
Oh,
be
that's
there.
right. Yes, I remember that now. Oh, so both of them wanted to kill us.
Yes.
Well, what the daughter? She seemed to be enjoying it.
The daughter's actually really funny. She's sharp.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
They both are very sharp. They're actually much woodier than me, and that's saying something. Isn't it? No?
Sure.
Okay. So, yeah, it was good.
That's it.
I don't know. What the hell
What'd you do? What'd you get? How did,
Oh, I got a lot of lovely gifts.
For example?
Things.
Okay. What did you get her? How about that?
You know, there's a funny story. Oh, God. If she's listening, she's going to kill me.
Okay. You don't have to tell it then. We can move on.
Oh, no.
You seem very scared.
No, no. Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
As men, aren't we supposed to have a little what the hell?
Just in case you're hungry for breakfast.
Oh.
Honey bunches of oats.
Aren't we supposed to have a little intimidation from them? We're supposed to be. There should be a little fear factor of our women, right?
I don't know. I've never thought about that before.
Well, you don't think deeply into relationships as I do.
Well, you have more relationships than I do. I'm kidding.
Oh, very funny. Is that a fact?
You brought me.
Hey, can we move on, please? I'm starting to sweat. No.
Yeah, I guess. I
have a funny. Actually, about Christmas, you asked me what I got her.
Yeah.
So I got her a bunch of things, but you know how I am. I'm just gonna say it. I'm an asshole about these sneakers, right? About Hoka's.
You're an asshole about the Hoka.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
always
what?
I'm always pushing them. I have no idea why this is here, but I'll keep it here.
Honey bunches of oats.
Oh, because honey?
Yeah.
So I got her a gift card for Hoka's.
Okay.
And,
I don't think you're an asshole about it.
Well, I because I love them and they've helped me so much.
Yeah.
You know, I've had a very nice relationship with my sneakers.
With your hose.
Cause.
Right.
Yeah. So
so you got her the gift card.
So if she ever comes, yeah. So we went to Dick's, which, you know, they don't sell Dick's there. I don't know if you know that.
You went to Dick's looking for a hoe.
Exactly. Yeah. And let's just say it didn't work out.
Do they sell Hokas at Dick's?
Yes.
Oh, and let's just say it didn't work out.
Yeah.
Okay. So you had to buy
Now
her.
we could laugh at it. Yeah, her and I.
Okay. I think there are a bunch of details left out of that story, I think, but so where's the gift card now?
It's in her possession.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So she didn't find a Hoka that she liked.
No, it just didn't.
Was it a comfortability thing or a style thing?
No, she's just very particular, like I am, of what we put on our feet, which I respect.
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
So you'll be using the gift the gift card. It's
No, she's in possession. She could do whatever.
She's going to re-gift it. What?
Is it against the law to look at you?
No, not at all. But you were just kind of frozen. And I'm already very confused about what's going on here.
Oh, but you know what I did, which you would enjoy?
Yeah?
So, do you ever hear of a thing called Book by Anyone?
No.
So, what you do is it's an AI book, but you have to input all the information about the book you want it to be about. But it's actually it says it's written by her. So I put all her information, like her family, friends, myself, all these things, and certain characteristics, like she's a vegan and she's a yoga master, all these things, and it's titled The Hot Mess Express, written by Jennifer Snacks Orabello. It's pretty cool.
I'm sorry, the what express? The what?
Hot Mess Express.
The Hot Mess Express.
Yeah, because it's like an inside joke we have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you ever heard of an inside joke?
I have, actually.
I really don't understand the concept of an inside joke. Does that mean it has to be indoors?
No, it's inside as in between.
So it should be an in between
joke.
Like
or no, you can if
it doesn't make
if
sense.
I'm going to let Romeo in on the joke, he is now inside the circle.
Well, then it should be inside the circle joke.
All right, calm down.
I'm very calm.
Well, yeah, I know. Yeah, because you're like that. You prefer Michael over Mike. You don't like short. So people on the inside, yeah, they would understand an inside joke. Did you know John Lennon's last album was called Milk and Honey?
I did.
Okay.
I don't understand why that's pertinent. Because
it
is?
Yeah, that just made me think of it.
Oh. Why do you have a box of cereal?
Good morning there, Romeo.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How are you today, sir?
Is he choking up?
I'm fine. Excuse me. I have to clear my throat. I have to do a Kaplan. Okay. Now, the book that Michael is going to present, is that going to be a bestseller? I always wanted to read a book about Kaplan. That's going to be a New York Times bestseller, boy. Let me tell you.
Is he paying attention?
He's mad already. He's saying you're not paying attention. The book is not about him.
No, but he is going to be in the book. That's what he said.
I'm just
paying
that he did.
It's going to be about his lady friend,
right?
And it's going to be in the book. And because he's in a book, is that going to be a New York Times bestseller?
Should be.
It should be. Yeah. Well, then you woke up from your dream. I have a very good name for, you call me Romeo, and that's a term of endearment, and I hold it very close to my heart. I have a very good nickname for Mr. Kaplan.
And what would that be?
Honey, honey.
Honey, honey.
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I think that's lovely. Yeah, it's funny you say that. We've been talking about honey this morning.
Really? Well, Michael is very. He's a honey connoisseur.
He's a honey connoisseur.
Yes, he's a connoisseur of honey.
He just called you a dick.
Because I know where he's going with this.
What did he say? You know what?
He says he knows where you're going with this.
I don't know what he's talking about.
I don't either.
About the containers of honey in my house?
Did you hear that, John?
What? No. What did he say?
Mike says, are we talking about the containers of honey in his house?
The lack of containers of honey?
Yeah, exactly. The lack. What the? What the? You're such a...
This, my friends, is an inside joke.
My God. Or an in-between joke between you and I. Oh, my God. I'm keeping this.
You should, because we got it for you. Oh, you know what, Romeo? Let's call him Winnie. Winnie the Pooh. He loves honey.
Oh, I look like a fat bear?
No. No.
And actually, believe it or not, you want to talk about the Winnie the Pooh and the characters?
Okay.
They're all emotional, have all emotional defects.
All of them?
Well, Winnie the Pooh is a depressed guy.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait. Yes.
And
Piglet's
then that
depressed.
Piglet's
Eeyore's
depressed too.
Eeyore's depressed.
Eeyore used to piss me off.
Tigger's
happy.
But he's like
he's got like ADHD or something.
Wow, you owe me a Coke.
Okay. Well,
Or,
got you.
well, honey. Pure honey with alfalfa? I thought he was dead.
He is dead. Because they buried him.
This is hilarious. It didn't even hit me. I'm like, what the hell? Honey? Did he tell you the story?
I had no intention of telling the story
Okay.
on the air, but yes, he
Yes.
did. Yes, he did.
Oh, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he must have if I'm doing all this honey stuff.
Well, because, maybe off the air, but it is a very funny story. It's actually hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, he's calling back. Hi.
That was fucking great. That's a classic amongst classics.
That
oh
is.
my God, you did that perfectly.
That
was that's better than an Academy Award film. That was. Oh my God! All right,
yeah,
Michael, we love you, darling. All right, the only thing I can say about this is Mr. Walker and I adore you. All right, and I really honestly mean that. All right, and I'm very happy that you have your honey. Thank you, Mr. Walker.
My pleasure, Mr. Ruzziello.
That is a classic.
You always have a steak waiting for you in my house, as you very well know.
Excellent.
Oh, that's fucking great, man. I tell you. Oh, man. Bye.
Goodbye.
You know what's funny? He kept on asking me yesterday. I spoke to him twice yesterday.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You going on the show tomorrow?" I said, "Yeah." And I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment this morning, remember?
Right, yes.
And he goes, "You got to go to the show." I'm like, "Oh, I'm going. Relax." He goes, "You got to go." I said, "John, I heard you." Now I understand.
Yeah. Oh, he couldn't wait for this.
Oh,
he was very excited about it. All right, so
it's actually a really funny story, but
that's your call. It's your story, so that's your call if you wanted to share it or not. But I had no intention of doing that. I was just going to introduce all this honey stuff without anybody knowing what we're talking about. I was going to leave it at that.
I wouldn't mind because my reaction to the end of the story was why John drummed all this up.
Okay.
As you know, I was involved with someone last year, right? And she stayed with me pretty consistently, so I'll just leave it at that, right? She was a big lover of putting honey in tea.
Okay.
And at one point, I'd like at least 5 containers of honey in my pantry.
Put that down. You're covering your face.
Oh. I just want the viewers to see it.
Okay.
So John and I were on the phone one time, and I was having tea because it was cold, whatever. I don't know. This was a while ago. And I had forgotten all about it. So he goes, "Oh, what do you put in your tea?" I said, "Sometimes I like a little honey." And I said, "Oh, shit." So I went in my pantry, and there wasn't one container of honey.
This was a while ago.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so I said, "Mother effer, what happened to all the friggin' honey?"
Right.
She took it all.
So
it was actually a running joke, and maybe I'm not giving it its due justice because I kind of flipped out. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the story.
She was over quite often. What? So when the relationship ended, she I guess she had some stuff at your place.
She had some things there, but she
took
made
the honey.
it a point. She took all the honey.
And what is she? She's a big honey lover, or was it like an FU? I'm going to take your honey.
No, I think she's just because she's always using honey in her beverages, in her tea.
She didn't leave, but that's a weird thing. Like,
tell me,
I'm
about
breaking
it.
up with people. Like, I would never think to take food.
Well,
I'm getting my clothes, my stuff.
I think that's what was the dynamic of why I was like, it was hilarious, but if you think about it, this is what you think of taking?
Yeah, that's very odd to me.
Yes, it's very odd.
From what I understand, you were really pissed off.
No, I actually played it up because at first I was like, what in the holy F-U-C-K? And I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm rummaging through my pantry, and I'm like, what the hell's the honey? And then I was on the phone with him at the time.
Right.
And then I played it up because it was funny. It was really funny.
And have you asked her about this? Like, have you asked her why she took the honey?
No, I haven't spoken to her.
Oh, you haven't spoken to her?
No,
oh, I don't know.
No.
So when people break up,
you know what I should though? I should just call her randomly and say, "You owe me 5 containers, at least 1 container of honey." I think this could be a comedy bit, if you think about it. I think this is one of the first things that she took out of the place.
Wow, that's a lot of honey love. I wouldn't call her and ask her.
Oh no, I'm not going to call her. I'm just for comedic.
Maybe she took it. Maybe she took it so that in hopes that you would call her and say, "Hey, did you take my honey?"
No, there's no correspondence.
That's very weird. Lots of people.
Thus will give you the idea of why that situationship ended.
Situationship?
Yeah, that was not a relationship. It was a situationship, and that's why it ended.
Oh, okay. But sometimes they end up like somebody may have forgot something, or somebody can't find something, so they contact that person. Like sometimes there's correspondence. I'm not saying that's
There's no.
I'm just saying
there's no correspondence, and I prefer it that way.
There was something that I lost that I was hoping Sally had, and she didn't have it. I don't remember what it was now. That's how important it was. I said there was something that I was looking for when I moved out of Sally's house.
Was it a perishable item?
Oh, you know what it was? It was razor blades.
Well, those are expensive. I can understand that.
And I had even the razor I had was an expensive razor.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the blades. And I contacted.
But honey, now I know honey. Some honeys are not cheap. I understand that.
This was pretty cheap.
Well, I've never heard of Gunter's.
It was, I think, $8. I think. Around there.
There's honey that this size that it's like $50.
$50?
Oh, there's some honey out there that's very expensive.
Is that the honey you had that she took?
I really don't recall, but I think one of them was expensive.
Oh, maybe a phone call is in order. That's expensive stuff, man. Did she buy it?
It was quite a while ago. I don't remember. I think I bought one of them.
That's a weird thing to think to take.
Right?
I'm getting all my stuff. This is a sad day because we're breaking up. Oh, let me go to the kitchen.
Yeah.
I can see certain silverware or something, or plates or something, because maybe it was her family's or something. But
yeah.
But food. I mean, unless you don't like. In fact, Sally is a vegetarian. Right. So, yeah, I think there might have been a steak or two sitting in the freezer. So, yeah.
That's a little different because
right.
she wouldn't have eaten.
She wouldn't have touched it. Right. So she's, she's, get anything that reminds me of you out of this house, so take the steak. No, she didn't say that. And I talked to Sally plenty since we've broken up. I have not talked to her since in a few months, actually, which is I'm kind of sad about. We did text each other at Christmas and wish each other a happy Christmas.
I don't understand this.
Okay.
I really don't understand the dynamic between, because there's an old saying, you can't go from making love to holding hands, and you're trying to do that with Miss Sally, right? I don't understand how people can go be friends after they were intimate. I don't understand it. Maybe I'm not evolved. I think I'm a pretty evolved individual.
Yeah.
But what's the inner workings of what's the mindset of, okay, I'm going to contact this person. I was in a relationship with them and we slept in the same bed for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But hey, Merry Christmas.
All right, I'll try to explain this as best as I can.
What's the end game?
The end game is I just want to we didn't have like this big blowout breakup. Like nobody cheated on anybody. Nobody stole money. Like
Right, no,
it was
I
just
understand.
It just for me, I was the one that broke up with her and I just wasn't where it just didn't feel right to me anymore. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. I know that's kind of vague and misleading, but I just didn't feel I was in the right place anymore.
Right.
But having said that, and I this is just a God's honest truth, and I told her at the time, I just felt like I felt like I loved her, but not in love, not an excitement type love, almost just a love, not a romantic love. Like still somebody I think is wonderful, somebody I still really care about, but not a spark marriage relation, romantic kind of love. I don't know if that's making sense, but that's kind of what it felt like, or what it became for me, and that's honestly how I still feel. I do think she's wonderful, and when we do talk, they're great conversations. We laugh. I don't know. We don't get terribly personal anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Her guy now that she has, he has expressed that too. He's like, "You're done. You're done. What's the point? Why are you still together? Oh, not together. Why are you still talking? Why do you need anything out of each other? You're done. The relationship's over." And I understand, but I don't understand because I am not a threat to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Maybe he doesn't believe that. I don't know, but because I did meet him. Sally and I both working at White Post every fall, and she's literally 50 to 100 feet away from me all day. So even if we weren't talking, I mean, she's right there for 13 days during the fall. 13 days, in a matter of 6 weeks. So if we weren't talking, if we weren't friends, this would be pretty damn awkward. That I have to keep, as I'm doing my hosting bit, every time I turn to my left, there she is. Like, what am I going to do? Not turn to my left? Am I going to ignore? So
I think that's different if you're in the same space.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's not why I'm being friendly to her.
Right.
She's just, again, she didn't lie about something. She didn't do me bad. She didn't do me wrong that I had to turn a blind eye and start hating her. So the end game is to just stay friends. When we were at White Post, we would have some conversations. She would tell me a lot about him because I didn't really know anything about him, which was fine. And yeah, that was weird at times. I mean, and again, we weren't talking. She wasn't telling me what they do in bed. She's just generalizations. He's he has a daughter and he does this and he's working on this, or last week we went to this place. It's general stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I did meet him. He came to White Post to see her, and when I saw him, I saw them. I kind of looked over and I saw him standing there, and I did think, I was like, oh, I think that's her guy. And we made eye contact, and he turned away immediately. And I don't think he did it as like, I don't think he did it because I saw it. Like, I think he just, oh, that's Tony. Let me turn away.
Yeah.
But he did it in such a way where I was like, oh, this guy wants no part of me.
Mm.
And then, which I've talked about plenty here at White Post, when it comes to White Post. Not often, but regularly, it's a big place. It gets crowded. Sometimes, a parent and a kid get separated. And they handle it wonderfully. They lock the gates and the security is all over it, and I get involved, and we reunite everybody. It's never been a scary ending. Nobody's ever disappeared. Again, it's just a big place. Everybody's walking around. They just drift. But there was one kid that I found that was lost, very close to where Sally works. So, talking to the kid, talking to security, we're standing there. The mother eventually comes. Boom, everybody's great. So I turn, but at this point I'm like maybe 15 feet away from Sally, and he's standing there. So she says, "Tony, this is Tony, this is so and so,
Right?
So and so, this is Tony." And I get a quick, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah, that's a guy thing. I think. I don't know.
It is a guy thing, but now you're saying you don't understand the friendship thing. I don't understand that. Like, you didn't know Sally
That's a
when
male ego
you
thing.
didn't know Sally when I was with her. Again, I'm not a threat. There's nothing. What? Because I dated her? So what?
Yeah, I just think there's some men that have insecurities.
Oh, I think most men.
Yeah, most men. Yes.
So I got the message and I just waved and I walked away. But that's not me. That's not me. So as I'm walking away, I'm like, I don't want this. I don't want that. So I turned around. I went back. I went right up to him. I looked him right in the eye. I said, "It's a pleasure to meet you." And I shook his hand.
Well,
I meant it. I meant it. I'm not trying to. I wasn't messing with this guy.
No,
I didn't
know.
go back to screw them. If this guy is, and now this guy now lives with Sally, so I'm assuming they have a great serious relationship, and I'm happy for her, and I'm happy that she's very happy with him, and so I wanted to just kind of let him know, hey, it really isn't like, hey, we're okay in my book,
Right.
That's what I was trying to say. I don't know if he, how he took it. I don't, there was even, this is going back like a good year. I was at an Islander game with Hershey and the Keegs. Hershey and the Keegs, and Chris Monty. The four of us went to an Islander game together. And I start getting texts from various people. "Hey, you've been on Facebook? Hey, you've been on Facebook?" Like, a few people were asking me. I was like, what is going on? What's on Facebook? I think after 3 or 4 of these, I'm like, fine, let me go on Facebook quick. Let me see what's going on. Sure enough, I open up Facebook. The very first thing I see on the news feed is a picture of Sally and her boyfriend. They're at the game.
Oh, yes.
I'm like, what are the chances of this? And this was before White Post. So I hadn't met him yet. So I texted her. I said, "You're not going to believe this, but I'm here too." I said, I don't want things to be awkward. I said, "But I'd love to come over and say hello, and I'd love to meet him." And yeah, there was no response. She didn't even respond to me. Months later, she goes, "Yeah, that was just too weird." She goes, "We don't go out much." She goes, "He's heard a lot about you, of course." She goes, "I'm trying to establish a world without you." She goes, and I'm trying to establish a new world with him. She goes, it just wasn't, at that time, it wouldn't have been a good thing. I was like, all right, no problem.
Yeah.
But to me, if it's not a bad breakup, like, again, no cheating or money and nothing terrible, why can't you be friends? Why can't? All right, yeah, we did have an intimate relationship. We slept together many times. We were lovers. We consider ourselves married to each other. We were together for 10 years. All right, but it ended. It ended. Whatever the reasons are, it ended. So why not be friends? Okay, yeah, we had some wonderful moments. And okay, and nobody's denying that, but it's over. So if you're on good terms, what's wrong with being friends? And again, I'm not saying that her and her man and me and Lisa should go out to dinner. I'm not saying that.
Well, I think maybe the term friend should be changed to just being civil if you're in the same space.
Yeah, but to me, that's two different things.
Because the definition of friend is someone that you might want to spend time with.
Maybe not a super close friend.
Right.
But you know what it is too? Because we were together for 10 years, before me, when Sally was still married to her husband, the father of her 2 boys, he wasn't around much. Then when they split up, this guy's barely been around at all. He's been with like 2, maybe 3 times a year he would see his boys. Very little contact in between those visits. Kevin was, her youngest son was, I think, around 10. I think he was 10 when they moved, because she was up in Boston.
Yeah.
I think he was around 10 when they moved here. So we're together. So he was 18 when we broke up. So we started seeing each other when she still lived up in Boston, and that went on for 2 years, and then they moved down here. So we were together a total of 10, but she was down here for 8 of those 10 years. So you're talking 10 to 18 years. Those are formative, important years.
Very, yeah.
And then the older son too, Sam. He's 4 years older than Kevin, so 14 to give it 20, or early 20s. Important years for him too. What? What?
I was thinking about the Helen Keller joke.
Oh, jeez.
God, formidable years.
So I personally feel like I raised those guys.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So, and that's part of it for me too. Like, but because I wasn't, because I'm not their biological father, because Sally and I were never on paper married, when we split up, done, I've barely seen these guys. When we broke up, I broke up with her in September of 22. The June 23, Kevin graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
The father gets to go to the graduation. Sally's got the guy she's with now, so he went to the graduation, which makes sense. But she's like, how do I invite a third father figure? She's
right.
like, but that, and I told her flat, because I told her when we broke. Well, I asked her when we broke up. I'd still like to be a part of that. I'd still like to come and I wasn't. I was upset about that, and I told her so. But that's another reason why I like maintaining a friendship. I don't. Like I said, I hardly talk to the boys now. But I'd like to. I know I loosely know what they're up to, what's going on in their life, loosely. Like I said, I haven't talked to Sally in a few months, but I have a loose idea. Like, I know where Kevin goes to school. I know where Sam's working now, and I pretty much know that much. Last time I saw Sam, we sat and talked for a little while. I bumped into him at All American, and we sat and talked. But that's part of it too. Like I do feel like those are my guys, not their real father.
Yeah.
So that's another reason why I like being friends. I like hearing about what the boys are doing. She was great to my kids. She was great to them. So I think she likes to hear what they're doing. I don't know, but she's a great person. Why not stay friends? Okay, yeah, we slept together. Okay, there was a girl that I kind of dated in high school. We were kind of seeing each other off and on. She ended up. My mother lives in an apartment, second floor of a house in an apartment. This girl I dated in high school, she years later ended up moving into the first floor of that house. So we reconnected and became friends. Why not? Why not? That's how I see it.
Guess it's a case by case thing. Sorry.
Ow.
I guess it's a case by case thing. I'm just thinking about maybe.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I agree with that. Case by case. Absolutely.
Yeah. I knew you were involved in the kids' lives, and of course, because you lived there. For me, there is no reason for contact.
But you have your son from your first marriage,
which I see often because I go to see the grandkids. I limit it.
But
I limit it for a lot of different reasons.
All right, but that's now. But when you guys split up, your son was young.
Yeah.
So was there more contact then as you guys were, being parents?
Of course there was more contact,
right, okay.
Yes. And it was always civil and what to do about Stephen and all these things. But as the years wore on, the only time I see her is at my son's house. And, we're civil to each other. We're respectful. But if we didn't have that common denominator of the grandchildren or my son, there would be no reason for me.
Right.
I wouldn't randomly, like my 60th birthday. She didn't, that's a milestone, right?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not going to text her on her birthday. She didn't text me on my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is quite a nice therapy session.
And that's fine. If you guys aren't going to, that's fine. That's just where you guys are. But
it's funny because it was a mutual thing, really hedged by me, and she said, "Well, we're just going to be friends," and I said, "No, we're not."
You actually said that.
Absolutely I did. I said, "No, I don't want to be your friend. We're not friends. You can't make love to holding hands, all those things." And I said, "Why would we be friends? What is the purpose of us being friends? Maybe you and Sally is different because you were involved with, well, first of all, you were with her for 10 years and you were involved in her children's lives. We were, the person that I was with, it was only really what I call, we were only together for a season. You never heard that term?
Rabbit season?
Duck season.
No, I'm not. What do you mean by that?
Sometimes people just come into your life for a season. It's to teach you something. It's for them to teach you something. Yeah. And maybe your season was 10 years. My season with that one was short-lived, and it was not a serious thing. And it taught me a lot. So, but there was no reason for me to accept being friends with her. No, because there was some deceit, there was some secretiveness, there was things, yeah. And plus she took all the honey.
Name a couple of your favorite movies.
Excuse me?
Name some of your favorite movies.
Oh my God, I have so many.
Name 3.
Life of Pi.
Okay.
Coda.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Coda?
No.
Okay. I'll throw in the first, a split between the first Godfather and the first Rocky.
Okay. Where does Honey, I Shrunk the Kids lay into that list?
Jerk. I will tell you, I don't think I've ever seen that movie.
Oh, really?
No. Why?
What do you mean?
Why would I see it? Do things make me laugh?
No. Fremder, in a previous life, Mike was a bumblebee, says Fremder. Manuka honey is very expensive, says Romeo.
Yes.
Whoa. What the? Fremder. I can't believe you slept with my dogs for 3 months, says Fremder. Yeah.
Huh?
Well, because Sally used to be a dog,
yes.
a dog watcher. She has since given that up.
But she watched his dog?
She watched Fremder. Fremder and his lovely wife had to go out west. What was it, Arizona? For a family thing. They had a family situation. They stayed out there for 3 months. So
wow.
we Sally and I had their 2 dogs for 3 months. And I'm going to tell you, Fremder, I don't know if I ever told you this. One of them, I don't remember, forgive me, I don't remember their names.
He had a humping problem?
No. Worse.
Oh.
Both of the dogs are like these little white things, but this one in particular looked like a cloud. It just was a fluffy little white thing. But this thing took to Sally immediately.
Oh.
And demanded constant attention from her. Constant.
How often?
I'd be laying there on top, and this thing would like go up against Sally's face, and I swear he would be looking at me.
Oh, that's wild.
And I'd be like, I'd be yelling, get out of here. Get out of here.
Not just licking your toes.
No, didn't touch me. This thing didn't touch me. Not that he or she didn't like me, but
right.
But this dog claimed Sally for his or her own. I don't even remember if it was a boy or girl, but claimed Sally as its own, and I'm I'm on top. Sal, like our faces are right here, and here comes a dog, and I'm telling you, give me this look, and it would ruin it. We'd have to stop. Yeah. It drove me crazy.
That's a mood killer.
Romeo, nothing wrong with staying in touch with ex-relationships, especially when there are kids involved. Carol Miner, a season, a reason, a lifetime is a difference in relationships. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yes.
And then she says, good morning. Good morning. And Carol, very sorry. Carol, a friend of Carol's has passed.
Oh, no.
Yeah, our apologies, Carol. I don't see why not. Again, we don't get together. We don't go out. We don't even talk that often, but we do catch up a little bit when we do talk. So, and we're not sitting there saying, oh, remember that time we did this? Oh, boy, do I miss us doing that together. So it's nothing like that.
So let me ask you a question.
All right.
Let me ask you a question. And I know things are great between you and Lisa and all this stuff, but maybe I'm just going to use you as an example.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
So two people that were previously together, and now they make the conscious decision to be friends, and they see each other once in a while or talk to each other once in a while. I feel it's going to prop in the mind like, maybe I made a mistake that we're not together anymore. See, I think it fucks with your head. And maybe I could be wrong, but I think it is on a case by case thing. You know, I have many questions for you. Like, obviously Lisa's fine with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Lisa's fine with it. You know, because sometimes if you're with someone else, they might not like you being friends with that person.
I maybe once a year, actually sometimes more, I talk to my first wife. And I can tell you, not once have I ever thought what you described. And I'm being honest. I don't.
Yeah.
And I can tell you because Lisa hardly ever watches this show,
right.
So I can tell you if things were different. However, I don't think Lisa's crazy. Lisa's not jealous. In fact, I said it was it just yesterday with Diane?
She doesn't seem like a jealous person.
No, she's not. And
I've known her a long time.
And I said it, yes. And I said it with Diane yesterday because, I was teasing Lisa yesterday on the show. Diane was defending her. I don't think she does, but I was just insinuating on the show that Lisa currently has a crush on a coworker. I was just messing around.
Right.
In fact, I told Lisa about it last night, what me and Diane were saying, and she's, you're a dick. Yeah, pretty much. I don't think Lisa's too crazy about me talking to my first wife. And like I said, even then, it's hard, maybe once a year, sometimes longer. But I have never, not once, thought about, I made a mistake. No, not at all. Lisa's where I should be. And to Lisa's credit, too, this is where I was going. I said it yesterday on the show. Lisa has never given me, I've never felt jealous. I've never been suspicious of anything. She has never, and I don't want to put it on her, but she's never given me a reason to feel that way. I don't feel that way about anything she's ever done, and she's never given me a reason to feel that way. So and I will say too, our relationship, we were married for 14 years when we broke up, separated for 10 years, and back together for 2, and it's never been better.
Yeah.
So it's very strong, and it's great, and it's to the point where neither one of us even seem to worry. She's not in touch with her first husband. She hasn't talked to him, and I don't think they've been in touch probably 30 years almost.
Yeah.
But I don't talk to Sally that often. That's going to make her be suspicious or upset. So, and I think she just knows that's me.
No, I know your personality, and I know you're a very gregarious person. And I know you're a friendly sort. No.
Yeah, but again, I wasn't. If there was deceit and everything you described with your first wife, if there was some of that involved with Sally, I probably wouldn't talk to her. But it wasn't that. So it's easier, I guess, for me to be friends.
Yeah,
with
but
her.
society also, and society is like this. And I'm sorry, this is going on. This is supposed to be a comedy show.
It's all right.
You know what you described. You weren't in love, and I've heard this so many times. I've heard this so many times from so many people. Because as you know, I talk to everyone, right? I talk to a lot of people, and a lot of folks say, "Well, I'm not feeling it anymore," or this and that, and they fucking quit.
Right.
They give up, because there's so many options in today's society, right?
Yeah.
And and it's very disheartening to me as a romantic person, someone that values relationships, even though I've been in 107 of them, but I do know the value of them and the work that has to go into it. Love is not an emotion or a feeling. Love is an actual action. It's a verb. You have to have passion, you have to have patience, you have to have concentration, discipline, all those things, And people just say, "Fuck it, it's too hard. I'm gonna move on." Fuck it, And I hate to use the word "the grass is greener," all that stuff. First of all, it's not greener on the other side, unless you're in a very abusive thing, a very abusive situation. But tell me if I'm wrong. People today, because divorce rates are sky high,
Yeah.
People break up all the time.
Mhm.
If you have the slightest little bit of a disagreement, this is too hard. I'm going to move on to the next person, right? And what happened to putting in the work?
Divorce.
You know what I mean?
It's become too easy to get it.
Or just breaking up.
Look at this. Did you see that guy that just walked by? I don't know who
No.
that was.
No, who was it?
That guy could barely fit down the hallway.
What?
He was so tall and so big. I don't know who that was.
Was it one of Dr. Now's patients?
What?
You never heard of My 600-Pound Life?
No.
You never watched that show?
No.
Oh, Dr. Now, he's a famous bariatric, so never mind.
That guy was big.
It wasn't the fellow that works here?
No. Yeah, divorce has become too easy.
It's not just divorce, Tony. It's just people in general. They're just, it's too hard. It's too hard. It's too hard. I'm going to break
but
it.
if divorce wasn't as easy, maybe people would say, all right, well, it's too hard to do. They almost might be forced to give it another try.
I understand, but how do you go about making divorce hard? See, I know I don't talk about we both have the same thoughts about the Catholic Church, right? I know they make you go to this pre-Cana and all these things. Maybe they should have, I don't know, maybe you should have to pass a test to get married, or maybe you should have to pass a certain amount of examinations to get out of the marriage. I have no idea. That would sound like maybe some sort of communistic. I don't know.
I knew somebody years ago who gave up on his marriage. Was having an affair for a long time. And it did strike me funny because I remember thinking, because to have an affair, because he was married. The girl he was having the affair with, she was married also. And I do remember thinking to myself, they're putting a lot of effort into sneaking around.
Yeah.
What if you put that effort and you put that effort in because you're getting something out of it? You're getting a spark. You're getting that excitement. Well, why not then put all that energy into finding the spark?
Absolutely. And you know what's the deadly thing? These things.
Mm-hmm.
These things are deadly. And you're right. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you're right. You're right. These people you're talking about, why didn't they put all that effort into their personal marriages?
They both ended up getting divorced. And I still actually don't think they got together. I don't remember.
Oh, so they didn't stay together even.
I don't think they got divorced and then got together. I'm not really even sure. I'm not really in. I don't think so. I'm not really in touch anymore with either one of them. I forgot where I was going with that. But
so you don't think they even got together after all that work of having an affair?
No. I'm pretty sure they didn't. Oh, I knew I was going to say the girl before she got divorced, she did. Oh, that's what it was. They eventually stopped seeing each other because she decided to put more effort into the marriage. That's what it was. And it still didn't work, and they both ended up getting divorced. But by that point, they, like I said, they had stopped seeing each other on the side, and they had moved on. But so
I don't even know what that feels like or looks like, because you're right. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just it's hard to do. Let's see. From there, that was Bijou. Okay, my Bichon.
Bichon.
He's very needy. I got him for therapy purposes, but apparently he needs it more than me. Ann says sending prayers to Carol. All right, there she goes. Ann says she's better friends with her ex today. Oh, ex is. Oh, she's got more than one.
Wow.
She's better friends with her exes today than ever. Oh, the grass is always greener where you water it, says Jennifer O.
She's absolutely right, Jennifer O.
Well, because you're watering her grass.
You're such an asshole.
Sorry. I just
I'm watering her
I
grass.
couldn't resist. Sorry. Romeo says, Kaplan, you are as romantic as nuts and bolts. Fremder, the grass is not always greener on the other. The grass is not only greener on the other side of the muff. What?
What?
I'm not really sure. Then John says that's a great statement, Jennifer. Vicky, hello, Vicky. Hi, guys. The best advice I got on my wedding day was the grass may be greener on the other side, but you still got to mow it. All right, so we know Vicky mows her grass. Jennifer O says divorce is hard emotionally and financially. Yes, absolutely right.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure is.
It sure is.
And I'll admit flat out, you don't want to stay. You shouldn't stay in a relationship as long as you try, give it 100%, and you still don't want to be there. That you're lying to yourself and you're lying to that person. So I do believe you should move on as long as you gave it 100%, because you're doing a disservice if you're unhappy in the relationship. It's not going to go right.
Yeah.
I made the right move, but I do still feel a little guilt because, I was one that left Sally. There is some guilt there, but
see now we're getting to the root of the.
But
yes,
I had to do the right.
understand.
I did what I felt I had to do. I don't feel it was the wrong decision. There's guilt, but again, nothing against Sally, but I'm not going back. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I want to be.
Right.
So guilt, but it's not translating to, I made a mistake. I got to go back. No, it's just I feel bad for hurting her. So
okay. So
but she's at a point where, and I think it's.
So wait a minute. Are you being friends with her from having a pure heart because you just still kind of care for her, or maybe it is kind of guilt?
I don't think so, because she seems to be very happy now. Of course, when it was me who left, so she was very upset.
Oh yeah.
She seems really happy now. When we were working at White Post, I would say 90% of our conversations was her telling me about her guy. And I didn't have a problem with that. I wasn't sitting there thinking, oh, better than me, or you're happier now, great.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
There was none of that. So I don't think so. We've known each other. I met Sally when I was 13.
Yeah, I know.
So I've known her a long time. I just think she's, we have a lot of history together. So there's that, and I just think she's great. So, and I remember after we split up, and after she was off this show, I forget why I had to see her. I had maybe I forget. We had to meet up for something. I don't remember what it was, but I asked her. I said, because we just we broke up, and she was just off the show. There was no goodbye or no. So I asked her. I said, "How about we make a video where you can kind of say thank you and goodbye to everybody?"
Mm-hmm.
And we did. We made a quick video, and we started talking as we made the video. And there was definitely I have a good time with her. There's definitely a chemistry, but I'm not saying that as lovers. I have a chemistry with you.
Yeah.
I have a chemistry with Sal. I have a chemistry with Diane. you know, so there's no and immediately as I'm holding the phone, we're making this video. She's saying, you know, thanks everybody, and we're now picking on each other because there is definitely a chemistry. I have a good laugh with her. So no, that's why I still feel wholeheartedly that I can still enjoy her just differently than I used to enjoy her. I used to enjoy her quite a bit. But no, but I can just appreciate her as a person without, and I said it earlier, once in a while, yeah, it's weird, but most of the time, almost all the time, it's not. And again, and I'm not saying that, it's not like we're getting together every weekend. She has not been in this room since she left the show. She tried staying with Knockem Dead during the murder mysteries. That lasted a month. And she's like, no, this is too weird for me.
Yeah.
You know, so outside of White Post, I think I see her maybe once or twice. And phone conversations are very few. It's mostly just a quick text. Happy birthday. Or, you know, heard about this. Congratulations. Or, you know, I did. In fact, the last time I talked to her, I think it was late November, early December. I had a question about my dog because she's like a dog whisperer. She knows everything about dogs. She knows everything about dogs. So I called her. I had a question about a dog, and that was it. Towards the end of the conversation, how's everything else? Everybody good? Yeah, everybody's good here. How about you? Yeah, everybody's great here. And she may have told me one funny story about Sam, her oldest. And that was it. Okay, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you soon. Okay, that was it. You know, not once was I like, you know, think, oh, this is how it used to be. Like there was nothing like that.
No, I'm not over romanticizing it that way. Maybe I've just never wrapped my head around. Well, first of all,
let me ask you
what
your second marriage. She had a youngster, right? Am I confusing things?
Yes, Barbara had 3 kids.
Right, and how'd you get along with them? But
Not
they were
great.
older, right?
Yeah, because the youngest, when we got together, he was 19.
Oh, yeah, I got confused. I was thinking he was younger. I was going to ask you if it was similar to me and Sally, where you raised, you know, her kids, but no, it wasn't like that. Oh, okay.
No. That was just an onslaught of brutality.
Jennifer says there are more divorces now because women no longer tied to their husband's finances. Oh, that's interesting. I never thought of that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I'd like for her to elaborate.
Her money, her source of income wasn't her husband's.
Right. I understand the comment.
Oh, all right. Well, you asked to elaborate, so I was trying to explain it for
maybe it was just I'm thinking out loud. I'll ask her later.
Okay.
Is that all right? Is that against the rules?
Not at all.
Christ's
Just
sake.
as long as nobody's making pancakes. Vicky says, marriage doesn't have to be hard as long as you put a little effort in your marriage every day. Yeah,
Every day, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Fremder, divorce is hard, especially when she sucks a mean one.
Oh, come on.
You
had to read it, huh?
All right, and I shouldn't read this one either, Fremders, but I'm going to because I think this one's funny. I used to date a gamer chick, so I guess you could say I still love my Xbox.
Where does he come up with this shit?
That's pretty funny. All right, Carol.
It is funny.
Carol says, I know 100% divorcing mine was the best thing I ever did. And we dated for a long time. Yes, you guys were together a long time. You have to be able to grow together, but when one matures and the other stays the same, it just doesn't work. Yeah, well, there's a lot of reasons why it might not work.
A lot of reasons.
Yeah. But, yeah, and getting divorced the first time was definitely the right move for me. Splitting up the second time was definitely the right move at the time. And then things just changed. So when I first left Sally, I mean, if you told me, 5, 6, 7 years ago that Lisa and I would get back together, I'd tell you, you're freaking nuts. I wouldn't have believed that at all. But when I first left Sally, Lisa was actually she was there for me. And and it just kind of, yeah. And we are both I hate the word mature. I hate to think of myself as maturing.
Because we're not mature.
But we definitely we've definitely grew to appreciate what we had, and we grew to appreciate who we are now. And we do. We put more effort in on a regular basis to keep it at a fun level, an exciting level. And we're just we're more understanding now and more tolerant. Let me read Fremder's first. Yeah, see, I'm not going to disagree with you, Fremder, but that's not the case for me. So he says guys don't want to be friends with the new boyfriends because the thought of someone else being better than yours isn't pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think about that.
Either do I. No, that wouldn't. No.
I left. The relationship is over. So of course she's going to be intimate with somebody else. I'm intimate with my wife. That's just a fact. I don't know. I don't think about that, which is why I have no problem being if this guy wants to be friends. Again, I'm sure we're not going to ball games together. Mm-hmm. But if Kevin had a graduation party, and I would have loved to have stopped by, even if it was just for a half hour, and I can say, oh hi, how you doing? Nice to see you. Oh, I heard I heard you like the Mets. Did you, what do you think of Soto coming on? Like, just a friendly, civil conversation, like you said before. Be able to talk to Sally and talk about how proud we are, the kid graduating, like. That's all I'm looking for. It's a fact. We were together. You're not going to change that. And you weren't around at the time. Now you're with her. You guys seem very happy. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it's almost silly to think about what it used to be. It's not what it used to be anymore. So you can't change it. So who cares?
Liz, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just curious. Never mind.
Ann says, I must have missed the boat. I'm 65 and have not met Mr. Right, and she's good with that. Wow. 65. So what do you do? But Ann, are you do you still date to have fun, or
Yeah.
Or do you have a friend with benefits? What are you doing? Imagine she admits that. I would love that if she all of a sudden chimes in. Oh yeah, I've been going to orgies. I've been hanging out with everybody. I wear out my batteries. I'm having a blast. That would be awesome.
I used to go to orgies because I was poor. I just went to eat the grapes.
Is that a Rodney line?
Yes.
That's a good line. Fremder. When I refused to pay for my ex-wife's implants, she flat left me. I can't even have a relationship with a blow-up doll. The last time I bit her tit, she farted and flew out the window. I don't get that at all, but it still makes me laugh. See, this is why I'm not maturing, because he said the word fart and it still made no sense, but it still made me laugh.
As my inner circle, like you, John, my inner circle, they know I try to be philosophical. I try to be mature. And
you don't fool anybody, by the way.
You're right, because I want to be silly and childlike. Life is too short and too fucking hard to be serious.
Absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Romeo. So Ann wrote, she's 65. Romeo writes, I'll be right down, Ann. That's what he wrote.
Well, he's saying it the wrong way. I won't be down, because he's the furthest in Florida.
Right.
The furthest southernmost part, just about, right? So he says, I'll be right out there. Can you get the English language down properly, Romeo?
I just hope Dawn is kicking him in the nuts right this very second for saying that.
Getting the fucking dead leg.
Yeah.
No offense.
I do have a dead leg.
Not really. You have more of an alive leg than most of us. Uh-oh.
I got a private message, and I don't know what it meant. So I'm going to wait till after the show. After the show today, I am going to Nassau Coliseum.
Very proud of you.
I was invited. I've been invited to go there today for the press conference where they're announcing there is a new arena football league that has started.
Oh, really?
And they're bringing a team to the Coliseum.
Like the Dragons. Remember the Dragons?
I do remember the Dragons.
Yeah, because you were the mascot, right?
No, that was lacrosse.
Lacrosse.
But it's funny you mentioned the Dragons.
I love the drag while going. Steven and I went. I'm sorry. Who's talking here?
Both of us. It's funny you mention that because the Dragons went bankrupt.
Yeah.
But I think the owners still had the rights to the name, the Dragons.
Oh.
He gave it up. This new team will be called the Dragons.
Really?
Yep.
Do you know where the New York Dragons originated from and what their original name was?
No.
Kurt Warner was on that team.
Really?
The Iowa Barnstormers. They moved to New York and became the New York Dragons.
And did Warner play here?
No, he played in Iowa.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Wow. Professional football is coming to Long Island. The Entertainment Football Association. Learn all about your new, that's what it's called, the Entertainment Football Association. Learn all about your new team and meet Hall of Famer and Entertainment Football Association.
Did you have a stroke there?
Yeah. NFL Hall of Famer and Entertainment Football Association Commissioner Andre Reed.
Oh, from the Buffalo Bills.
He will be there.
Lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
That's right. And he was on Peter's show yesterday.
Yeah.
He will be there. Today at 1:30, the VIP lounge at the Coliseum.
He was a great player.
He sure was.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll be there today announcing the new team, the Long Island Dragons.
Oh, so it's the Long Island Dragons. Was it the Long Island Dragons before New York Dragons?
I think it was New York, and I don't know if they're calling it New York still. I just said Long Island because they're playing here. So I'm not really sure. But
can you give us the proper information, please?
I will tomorrow after I go there today.
Dankeschön.
What? What is Fremder John? What? Boniano? I don't know what that means.
Who's John Bonham? Who?
I have no idea.
John Bonham?
Yeah. Romeo says, "Thank you, Michael. With that information, I can die a happy man."
What information?
I don't know. Oh, I guess he's making fun of you with the Kurt Warner information.
Kurt Warner's a Hall of Famer.
Yes. So that's that's what I'm doing today, and then I'll talk about it. Well,
speaking of football, I was watching the Rams the other night on Monday night playoff game.
Yeah,
and you may think I'm weird, but I put my father's. My father was cremated. I put his ashes right next to me on the couch.
Why was he a Rams fan?
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
All right, calm down. I didn't know.
Well, what do you mean you didn't know?
How was I supposed to know that? Did you know the Beatles sang 4 songs with the word honey in it?
No.
Yeah, one was Honey Don't, written by Carl Perkins. They have a song called Honey Pie. They have another song.
I know the song Honey Pie.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. From the White Album. On the same album, they have another song called Wild Honey Pie. And then, actually, on their first album, they did the song A Taste of Honey.
Huh.
Just some more honey info for you today. Winnie. How can we forget Bobby Goldsboro?
Bobby Goldsboro
sang the song Honey. You remember that song?
Oh, Honey, Honey?
Sugar, Sugar? No, that's the Archies.
That's the Archies. The Archies. Were they all named Archie? Why are they called the Archies?
It had something to do with the comic book, the cartoon.
Oh.
Archie. And Jughead and...
Oh, I thought it was a McDonald's reference.
Oh, my goodness.
Can I tell my joke now?
Oh, you've been waiting to tell a joke?
Yeah.
Oh.
Why Helen Keller's leg was always wet.
Yeah.
So I repeat, why was Helen Keller's leg always wet?
Why?
Her dog was blind too.
Oh, Ann responded to John.
Oh.
LOL, John. You definitely my sweets, but I'm just happy being who I am today. Oh, is she turning them down?
Wow.
I love having lots of friends and loving life. I bet she's got a list of guys that just come over regular. Good for you, Ann. That's awesome. And we'd appreciate some pictures.
She's got a black book the size of Webster's dictionary. Not bad, huh?
Not bad. Fremder. John, my penis is through the roof. Rufiello. Screwed that up. I said Rufiello.
Rufiello.
John, my penis is through the roof. Rufiello. That's funny. John says, good for you, sweetie. I wish you all the best and happiness. Whoa. Thank you, sunshine. Oh, yeah, there's Fremder. He says, Mikey the Pooh.
Mikey the Pooh.
Wow. I bet there's a lot of guys out there calling Ann honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you, Ann.
Good for you, Ann.
Ann is my hero.
You do a girlfriend.
Oh, GD, thank you. I totally forgot about that one. The Ohio Players have that song, Honey.
The Ohio Players.
Yeah. Tom Petty has a great song called Honeybee.
Well, he's no longer on this earth. Because you said he has, like present tense.
Well, he still does. The song's still out there.
I know, but you said he.
Yeah, because Tom Petty's a guy.
No, I know, but he's
But it's still his song, whether he's here or not.
All right, you didn't get it.
I got it. I'm just arguing. The Beach Boys also have a song called Wild Honey. Steve Miller, Wild Mountain Honey.
Give me a song that has just the line in it, not the title. I got a good one for you. Can I start it off?
Just has the word honey somewhere in the lyrics?
Yes. Referring to, a love interest.
All right, well, I'm assuming you're going to talk about Bruce.
Yeah, of course.
What song would that be?
Drive All Night.
Oh, yeah? Is that his only song where he says the word honey?
No. But that's the one that pops in my head the first.
Let's see. I'm drawing a blank here. I can't think of.
That's a good trivia question for you and Diane.
What, to just come up with any song with the word honey in it?
Yeah, without it being the title.
But she could or who's ever playing could probably even make it up. How are you going to know?
No, it has to be documented. You would have to look up lyrics of a song, and it would say, "Oh yeah, my honey baby baby," but the title of the song is not "Honey."
Well, all right, "Sugar Sugar" by the Archies.
Okay, there you go. The Archies. The Archies. That name tickles me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I see that.
It tickles me.
That's kind of weird. Yeah. Fremder, I prefer a woman that takes public transportation.
What?
Like a train, he says. What are we talking about?
Oh, I don't. Come on. What? Like a train. I know what he means.
Oh, like a choo-choo train is in guys?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Oh, is that what he's talking about?
That's what I think.
Oh, okay.
That's where I think he's headed for that one. No offense.
A guy I went to high school with did that once.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of freaky.
I don't know if Jennifer O is listening, but she's.
If she's not, you're going to tell us about the choo-choo train you took part in?
No. She's as delicate as a freight train. Hope you're listening to that because it's very funny.
I think you're going to get your ass kicked.
No, she loved it.
Oh, now you pissed off Romeo. Why do you spoil everything by bringing up that asshole Springsteen, he says. John, those are fighting words for Mike. Yeah. I'll have you know.
You see, listen, we have 5 minutes. This is ridiculous. I don't like to talk to people that are just ignorant about his musical gift. Just because you don't like his politics. I get it.
I saw yesterday on Facebook this person that I know was going off on De Niro. De Niro's got a new. He's got another mobster movie coming out.
Yeah.
It's called The Alto Knights. I don't know what it means, but that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And I think he actually plays two parts in this movie. But anyway.
Isn't he about 106 years old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this person I know on Facebook, up yours, De Niro, you're a libtard, and how dare you try to play a mobster? The real mobsters probably hate the fact that a libtard like you is playing one of them.
Wow.
On and on and on. I will not see this movie. All I can think about, and we've talked about this at length with Springsteen, but most of these guys, like people that are loved in this world, some of them were the biggest pricks in ever.
Yeah.
Like, Groucho Marx supposedly was not the nicest of people. I mean, the list goes on and on.
Oh, yeah.
People that, people that are loved.
Mm-hmm.
They were not the greatest of people. Some are, don't get me wrong. but believe me, I just feel sometimes I feel the work should be separated from the person.
Yeah.
I understand I'm not talking about Bill Cosby. I'm not talking about Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And Bill Cosby was one of my favorites. But I don't think I've listened to anything he's done since that whole thing. Michael Jackson, I think when it first came out, I didn't listen to him for a few years. I've since softened on that, and I can't play a lot of them, but I can listen to it.
But he was gifted. He was a gifted performer.
Yeah, but all these guys, I mean, Cosby.
Yeah, I know.
But there might not have been a smarter comedian than him. But definitely in De Niro's case. All right, so you don't like his politics. I'm personally not a big fan of these guys that go out, like De Niro does.
Yeah.
But I don't. It doesn't bother me that much either. But if that's all it is, you just don't like that person's politics. I don't know. We're not talking about things like Cosby did. We're talking about just an opinion that they have about something. I think you should be able to just, all right, I don't like his politics. And we talked about it. And you told me that I have it wrong when it comes to that Springsteen song, American Skin, 41 Shots.
Mm-hmm.
And you've told me what the song's really about, and I have no reason not to believe you. In fact, I do believe you.
Yeah.
But it's still hard for me to listen to that song.
Yeah, no, I respect that. I do.
And I don't agree with a lot of what he says. But I do like, whether I agree with them or not, I do like when they speak out. Because because as long as they're educated with what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Then I don't have a problem. I mean, we've had plenty of people in the entertainment world, get into politics. I mean, one became a president, for crying out loud. As long as they know what they're doing and they're smart. Like Al Franken. He can be a little too liberal for me at times, but there are plenty of other things that he makes a lot of sense. To the point where I actually went to go see him once. He did a show at the Paramount where it was like half and half. Talk about his comedy career, and then he talked about his politics. And it wasn't like there was enough comedy that didn't take away from the politics, but it wasn't that much politics. Where after all, I was like, all right, enough of this fucking political shit. Like I thought it was great. And having said that, I'm a big Springsteen fan because I separate.
Look, I'm not knocking Springsteen's talent. The man has an unbelievable talent.
A lot more talented than Cher.
Oh God, no, let's not go there. Look, all right, but it takes away from his talent. It takes away from his expertise when he does these things. De Niro, fantastic actor. Then he turns around and lowers himself by saying he's going to move out of the country if Trump becomes president. Well, go get the fuck out.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't like that bratty attitude. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The only one that had the balls to leave the country was DeGeneres.
Right.
There was a dozen celebrities. Oh, if Trump becomes president, we'll leave the country. Get the fuck out! It's a big deal. It's all words. And De Niro, for his age and his talent, to say these stupid things. All right, there's nothing wrong. Listen, we live in the United States of America. It's great to have an opinion on whether you like get candidates or not. I understand that, and I'm a big advocate of that. But don't turn around and make statements, all right, that are cruel and ridiculous.
Do you have ADHD? You just can't sit still when somebody else is talking.
I'm listening to every
No,
word
you're not.
Yes,
No,
I
you're.
am.
I guarantee you didn't hear
He's
half of
talking
it.
about get the fuck out if you don't like this country. If you Donald Trump.
Because he's pissed off that I'm knocking Springsteen.
No, I'm not.
Listen, Springsteen is a great talent, okay, but it diminishes his talent when he puts songs out like that. He knew exactly what the fuck he was saying, okay, and he says, you know what? I'm going to make millions of dollars on this and let people interpret the way they want to interpret it. Okay, that song should have never hit the public because you could take it more ways than one. Michael, being the educated slob that he is, and like Springsteen, he wants to turn around and justify it. All right, and I'm not knocking you, Michael. I love you like a brother, but it's wrong. All right, it is poisoning young people's minds. All right, and if you don't want to agree with me, that's fine. But think about it. All right, just like the ball players, just like Strawberry was taking coke. Listen, Strawberry, with young people's mind, was one of the greatest ball players of his era. It diminishes, all right, his standards, and Cosby. Tony Walker, Mike knows I was Body's bodyguard for years. He was the greatest guy in the world. I never, ever saw what he was doing. I had no knowledge what he was doing, but he became a piece of shit because he was convicted of what he was doing. So that one thing has nothing to do with the other. Talent, but he never turned around and knocked. So I'm trying to say he was a gentleman about it, if that makes any sense. He denied it, but he never turned around and he owned up to it. Right. Springsteen didn't own up to that. Springsteen didn't turn around and try to explain it. You know, De Niro, 80 years old. Trump becomes president, I'm leaving the country. That's ridiculous.
All right, but is it whether anybody agrees or not? But is it enough to actually turn around and say, "Oh, I'm not going to go see his movies"?
Well, that's a personal preference. Mm-hmm. That's a personal preference. Some people are very, very, pro-Trump and stuff like that. So, listen, am I going to see his movie? Yes, I probably will. All right, but it diminishes. What I'm saying it diminishes his character. It diminishes his character. And I can bring up 1,000 examples with this. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would an actor, multi-talented actor, millions and millions and millions of dollars, made his life, his living in this country, turn around and say, and be so strong by saying he's leaving the country? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I'm with you when it comes to that. Like I said, I don't like the bratty attitude. I'm going to leave. I don't like the name calling. Like, I think everybody, I don't care where anybody stands, I think everybody is now sick of Trump and Jimmy Kimmel fighting back and forth, through the press or through Twitter. I don't think anybody fucking cares anymore.
I mean, Rosie O'Donnell. Rosie O'Donnell's another one. Listen, he's a great talent, Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah.
You know, she's a great advocate of gay rights. She's wonderful. She had a great show.
Yes, her show was great. Yeah.
Yeah, she really was. A very dear friend of mine was her security man. You turn around and just get on to social media, YouTube, and knock this guy and telling people what kind of piece of shit he is. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense, and it diminishes their talent.
I don't agree.
Mike doesn't agree.
Well, that's fine. You know.
No, and you know what? That's the beauty of conversation. We don't have to agree.
And the beauty of this country, that whether you agree or disagree, whether they're educated or not, they do have the right to speak up, which I respect.
And most importantly, the beauty of this show, by we can have a conversation.
Absolutely, right.
Yeah,
you got that right, honey.
That's right, honey. All right. Meanwhile, Michael, you're a dick. Goodbye.
Fuck off.
All right. With that, it is.
Yeah. Can I go home now? Taking my ball and going home.
Yeah.
The dog was blind. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you got that.
Let me just read the last few comments here, and then we'll get out of here. And what are you doing? John, you're my special someone. You bring lots of sunshine in my life. Oh, goodness.
She sitting there listening to John Denver records?
And then he says, we make a great team, sweetie. I thank you for that. Oh, goodness. Oh, she's indeed, John. I things like we got is worth $1 million. And then she says hugs and sends it with a bunch of hearts. We should go to California and visit Ann without John.
Wow.
Kenny Friedberg. Lots of blowback that Carrie Underwood is singing at Donald Trump's inauguration. Yeah. I'm just mad at Carrie Underwood because she's had too much surgery. She looks nothing like... She used to be so
was on
pretty.
American Idol. She was a girl next door. She was beautiful.
Yeah, and now it's like her lips are like bigger than Mick Jagger's. Like, I don't know what she did.
I don't know.
Pisses me off. Jello for the pudding for this sleeping booty. Mickey Delaney. John, Michael is not a dick. Thank you, Mickey. Yeah, very nice. All right, time to go. Let's see. Today is Wednesday. We got nothing until 7 o'clock tonight. Circling the Drain is on. Tomorrow morning at 9, Coffee with the Dog. We're back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Frank and I will be here with Cecilia Kirtland, a local musician.
Oh, does she have a song named Honey?
Maybe. And then tomorrow, I think that's it for tomorrow. Oh, Sports Bash, of course, at 1 o'clock. And I think that's it. I don't think there's anything tomorrow night. Friday, we'll be in here. We have comedian Rosie Fiumara joining us. She's new to the local scene, but she seems great, so that'll be a lot of fun. Friday night, Don's guest is comedian Silvio D'Onofrio. How's that for a name? Ann says, wishing everyone a wonderful day. Right back at you, Ann. See you tomorrow. And, of course, at the club this weekend, all sorts of big names playing Governor's Clubs. Adam Ferrara, Fat J, Jason Mercado, Rosie Fiumara, Friday in the Giggle Room, Lou Pratts. Lots of great names. Our pal Tyler Noble playing the Giggle Room Saturday night. At the Brokerage this weekend, J.P. Sears. Friday at the Brokerage, The Late Show is an open mic. Our pal Mark Riccadonna is playing McGuire's this weekend. Don't forget, in February, Louis C.K. is coming. And see, he just can't sit still when it's not about him. And don't forget the Fresh Brewed Comedy Show, January 24th, with Ron, G.D., Steven, and myself. Also playing, what names did I leave out? Rob White, George Gallo, Michael Dell'Aquila, And that's it. Lots of great names playing the clubs this weekend. Go to govs.com to make your reservations. And go to knockemdeadcomedy.com to find out our full schedule, what we got going on, as well as information on how you can hire us for your private party, your corporate event, your fundraising event, or whatever you're doing. And that, I believe, covers it. Govs.com, knockemdeadcomedy.com. I'm turning this mic off. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday. We'll see you next week.